So today's question is, what is a job really worth? And how can you make it worth more? Stay tuned. Hey everybody, Frank Thomas here from Wealth Generation Strategies. Today I'm going to be talking about what is a job really worth? It's important to look at this topic because a lot of people don't get this one right. And if you don't get this one right, it can make a big difference at the end of the day. Let's face it, a job is where you take some of your time and you trade it for money. If you want to boil it right down, that's what it is. Time for money. So we want to make our time worth as much as physically possible. That way we can make more money. If we make more money, that gives us the ability to save, to invest, you name it. But at the end of the day, it's all about making as much as you can, of course, legally. We never want to do anything that's immoral or illegal. But today, let's dig into this and see, first off, what does this look like? Tangibly look like? I have a saying, numbers never lie. Today, the numbers are not going to lie to us. The numbers are going to tell us the truth. If you sit down and figure out how many working days you have in a year, do you work, let's say, 8 hours a day, $1 that you would earn per hour is worth, at the end of the year, $2,000. It does add up over the course of the year. It's pretty darn close to $2,000, that's for sure. If you earn an extra $10 an hour, you can earn potentially $20,000 more per year. Now that we've got that established, it's important to recognize it's important for us to make as many dollars per hour as we can. If you're getting paid salary, it's a little more clean cut. You can see whether you're making $40,000 a year or $60,000 a year. But let's dig into this. First off, you ever notice that when you go for a job interview, they always ask you, how much would you like to make? They're asking you what you want. Why do they do this? Believe it or not, it's a very strong psychological trick that they're playing on you, whether they realize it or not. Reason why is the hiring agent already knows if they're worth their salt, they already know what your salary range should be. They could look at you and say, oh, you're this type of technician, and that type of technician gets paid between $40 and $50 an hour. But they're asking you, what would you like to make? The reason why is, and here's that psychological trick, whenever we find something that is easy in our lives, we devalue it. I remember my wife, she had gotten really good at doing the simple stippling of quilts because she puts quilts together for other people. And she started to devalue her services because it was easy. She could stipple a quilt in an hour or two and charge a lot of money for that. And she's like, oh, well, I feel kind of guilty. And I'm like, honey, you got to remember that as soon as something becomes easy, we'll start to devalue it. So we can't devalue what is easy because money is where it's easy. That's a little secret there. I'll share that more on another video in the future on that one. But you don't want to devalue yourself. So my recommendation to you is, first of all, you need to know what the rate range is for your position and your skill set, where you live demographically. If you can't get something close, get as close as you can, but get an idea what people are paying, what are the rates. And you could find that you would think, oh, if you were this technician where the rate was between $40 and $50 an hour, you might have thought, oh, you know what, I'd be really happy with 35. Do you know what the hiring agent's going to say if you say $35 an hour? They're going to say, let's go, let's do it, $35 an hour. And they pay you that. They give you what you've asked for. But let's say you've done your homework and you know that it's between 40 and 50. Now, you look at your skill set and you look at what the jobs that are incorporated into this, because even though you're within an area of expertise, there's usually deviance, like between high end and low end, and there's reasons for that. Estimate where you think you should be and climb a little higher. Reason why is, let's say I was looking at that position, I would go, $40 and $50 an hour, I was thinking of 35, I'd be really happy at 47 or 48. The hiring agent can come back and say, oh, well, we really would like to find somebody at 45. no matter how you slice it or dice it, dude, you're gonna earn another $20,000 a year. It is that easy. And honestly and truthfully, if you're in a position where you don't need to take a position, let's say somebody's come to you and said, hey, they have this job, you really need to think about that one, because that is a different situation as well. Think about it and think, okay, what happens if I decide I like where I'm at? Then shoot high. Always shoot high. And I recommend that every single time. Reason why is you will find that if you shoot high, you have nothing to lose. You can ask more. I've asked up to 20% more on some positions, and sometimes they say, no, that's more than what we want to pay. Okay, that's fine. Sometimes you negotiate and you still come out on the butter side of the bread, so to speak. You always come out better than what you originally thought. But the truth of the matter is, you're always trying to get the best rate as you can. It all comes down to becoming as educated as physically possible in your area of expertise. You want to continue to get more education. You want to continue to get more certifications, because certifications are important. The industry recognizes certifications, and it made all the difference in the world. So get those certifications. They're going to be worth something. Sometimes a certification could take you a day or a week or a month or a year to do, but just get it done. Before we jump to our bonus, and I got actually a really good bonus here, a bonus that could easily score you a few extra dollars per hour, so stay tuned for this. But be sure to subscribe, and if you're finding you're getting value from this video, give it a like. And I love to hear your comments, so that's all I'm asking. So let's get into our bonus. Believe it or not, people always buy. When you go for an interview, people always buy the package. You ever notice that if you're given a box and it's just in a cardboard box and it's not really nice looking, and then somebody puts beside it a package of the same size and it's got nice paper on it, it's got a nice ribbon on it, it's a little bit of care has been taken to make it look really sweet. Which one are you going to choose? And let's be honest about this. You're going to choose the one with the bow on it. Why? Because we buy with our eyes. We always do. We always buy with our eyes. That's why the packaging that you get with that fancy new gadget you just bought has a color wrapper, like it's got a color box and it's got pictures and they've taken a lot of time to be very meticulous about how that wrapping looks to make it look as enticing as possible, and that increases the value of what's in the box. You need to learn to increase your value. You're the contents inside of that box. Now, what's the box? It's what you put on. Dress for success. Always be sure that when you're meeting people, especially when it's face to face, you're clean cut, you're clean, you've shaved, you have a good haircut, you make sure your breath is not stinky. These are all the standard basis to hit, but think of all the things you would do if you're going to be going out on a date with somebody and you want to look nice for that person and you want them to be impressed. Do all the same things for that interview that you're taking for the particular job you're looking at. I have conducted many interviews over the years for prospective candidates. I have seen everything on the earth walk in that door. I've seen people who I swear they got to be living on the street because they stink, they're really deceived, they look terrible, they don't look good, and I've seen people walk in a three-piece tuxedo. Now, I will also say, as a qualifier, also dress for the position. Don't walk into a blue-collar position, let's say working as an electrician, in a three-piece suit. You're not dressing to the position. They can't imagine, they can't see you in that position. But do shave, do groom yourself, do make sure you're clean, do make sure that your shirt is clean. I always recommend, no matter what you're going for, have a button-up shirt. Even a polo shirt is better than just a t-shirt, okay? Make sure that your pants look clean. Make sure if you've got shoes, again, they fit the position. If you're going for a construction job, wear work boots for sure, but make sure that they look clean. They're not full of mud. So that's just my little points here. Hopefully you enjoyed this particular video, I've got another video showing up right now, and it's a video that talks all about, I've got another video for you showing up right now, and today we're gonna beat up on jobs, baby. We're gonna beat up on the jobs, and this one's talking about riskiest investment that you'll ever have. Little hint, it is about the job. Go over and watch it, and we'll see you there. Bye-bye.